fake news industrial complex is simply out of control. It doesn't matter where you live, whether you live in America, Canada, Western Europe, or anywhere around the world. Modern media has become a travesty, in many cases a parody of itself. Let's just look at the last 14 months here in the United States. Day after day after day, we have a news media that focuses on things that the average American really couldn't care less about. Instead of talking about jobs created, the destruction of ISIS's physical caliphate, the fact that we may have for the first time in 65 years peace on the Korean Peninsula and not simply a ceasefire or an armistice. Instead, day in and day out, we are treated to not just sensationalism, such as the endless coverage of Stormy Daniels and her non-disclosure agreement, but also simple fabrications. How many times have we heard that this cabinet member or that cabinet member is just about to be fired? Or how many times have we read a story that, according to unnamed sources, only to find out that it's utterly, completely fallacious? Not about small things either. Look at perhaps one of the clearest examples. CNN reporting for days that the former director of the FBI, in testifying before Congress, he would counter and refute what Donald Trump has said he said to him. CNN played that story again and again and again. And when Comey came to testify, he did nothing of the sort. In fact, he strengthened and confirmed that which the president had said he had told him. Now, very quietly, 3 individuals at CNN were fired as a result of that coverage. But was there a mea culpa, let alone an apology? Of course not, because that's not what the media is about. It no longer is about the truth. It's not about informing the public. It's about an agenda. Look at the attacks that we see just in the last few hours. We have Stephanie Ruhle, one of the main news reporters for one of the most, you would think, prestigious channels in the United States, attacking, lambasting, making fun of the president's new choice for economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, simply because he used the phrase, "if that's the will of God." Larry Kudlow is a believer. And guess what, Stephanie Ruhle? The majority of Americans are. Even left-wing polls will tell you that upward of 70 to 80% of Americans believe in God. Now, you might not, but you live in a bubble. You wish to deride others who disagree with you. But that's an ideological stance. That's not a journalistic stance. It's as egregious as Hillary Clinton's comments in India just a few days ago, where she literally blamed her failure as a candidate on the fact that white women vote the way their white husbands tell them to. It wasn't enough for her to call half of America deplorables. She's now labeled 30 million Americans who happen to be women some kind of Handmaid's Tale remnant of a bygone age. That's just an insult, Hillary, but I'm sure it goes down well with your friends in the mainstream media. At the end of the day, it's a sad, sad thing that we perceive. The media is a shadow of its former self. It has a political agenda. It is a purveyor of propaganda. Russia, 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 but no proof of any collusion. At the same time that we see the DNC and Hillary involved in one of the biggest scandals in American history, with Russian propaganda material being used to obtain an illegal warrant to surveil American citizens during an election campaign for the highest office of the land. That's the reality. So, I have one suggestion or one request to you. Be part of the solution. Push back. I don't care if you're not a millennial. Get on social media. Get on Twitter. Get on Facebook. And push back on the fake news. That's what I do every day. And that's why Rebel Media exists. Be a part of the solution. Don't be quiet any longer. Thank you for watching the Gorka Briefing. If you liked this video, please check out the Rebel Media YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Seb Gorka. That's SEBGORKA. And share these videos on Facebook and Twitter, because with your help, we can push back on the fake news industrial complex and finally get the truth out. God bless.